What an absolute fucking kerfuffle. It's taken me not 1, but 2 hours to get to my fucking hotel. 2 hours for a 45-minute fucking drive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Not good. Hey, Victoria.
Not at all.
Hey, Poppy.
I'm finally here. Hello.
Well, you know, I've only been sat here for about half hour.
Shut it, you liar.
How very dare you.
How very dare you.
What was that?
That was a TikTok video that I didn't want to look at.
Mickey, my vape's over there.
Oh.
Go get it for me.
Yeah, let me just go get you.
Victoria says, hey,
guys,
Mickey.
Hi. Guys, my comments are turned off due to the fact that it's a Q&A. So if you want to ask any questions, please jump over to Micky's Army side with Lynn. Put your questions in capitals and she'll ask the questions for you. Obviously, being a Q&A, I'm pretty much open to answering most things, but please, let's not have like proper bone questions. All right.
I did put a video out, Victoria.
Yes.
What?
What?
Hey, Jay. I said I did put a video.
Is that Jay as in Jay?
Jay as in Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Shall we get into it, or would you like to just wait a couple more minutes?
How many people will you got on your side?
6.
What you got on your side?
6.
I've got 4. Let me just share this.
I don't think I've got my mods in that should be in. Oh, yeah, I've got a shell. Did he have a good birthday? Did you have a good birthday?
I did indeed. Thank you very much for asking. Who was that?
Victoria, sorry.
Victoria, yeah, it was a very good day. I had a few people come over and watching that. So, yeah, it was good.
BDB Lover says, hi, I have to say thank you to Mickey for all the help he's given me, Ginny.
Ginny, you're very welcome, darling. And
Trouble and more trouble from Stacey. But who's the trouble and who's the more trouble? That's the question.
You're the more trouble. I blame you.
Anything you do, I do because you tell me to.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I am the boss, not you.
No. I make you think you're the boss.
Right. Okay. Got you. So, see, now I see how this is working.
Yeah. See, because I'm right, you're wrong.
No, darling, I'm right. You're wrong. I'm big. You're small, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, there's plenty I can do about it. Because I'm the boss.
Who's on the backup account?
I don't know. They're not in this one.
No, they're over my side. Oh, yeah, you can't tell me who's on it because you're over to Lynn to tell me.
I was just about to read out Shell's. Well, I say it was a question, but she's not. She just put, hi guys, ask your questions in all capitals, please.
So you're about to ask me to put my questions in all capitals?
Yes. Yes, I was. Hey, Bex. Don't choke, will you?
Guys, if you're on my side, please go over to Mickey's Army. If you want to ask me any questions, you'll have to do it over there in capital letters. It's a Q&A. Right, okay.
These look really white today.
Thank you very much for the roses, Laura. I look really white. My
teeth do. Jay's put, I've invited Butters.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
Let's go.
Hey, Hot and Tasty, how you doing? So, Mickey Moo. Hey, Laura. So, a lot of people know that you've done this already. However,
yep.
we want to go back over it.
We want to go a little bit deeper into the past.
But I didn't want to say deeper because people would take it wrong.
Yeah, Jay would have been directly on that one straight away.
Exactly. So, because he's got his comments turned off so he doesn't get distracted. Laura says hi. Harry says hi.
Hi.
Let's just get the highs and stuff out of the way. Right. Okay. Hey, Lauren. How you doing? Sorry, I'm not bothered by you. I'm just reading the comments.
No, that's fine. I'll just sit here and be quiet like a good
Makes a
boy.
change. Owen says hi.
Shut your face. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Hello. If you're on my side and you want to talk or ask me questions, jump over to Lynn's side at Micky's Army. She'll be able to ask your questions for you. Put them in capital letters so that she sees them. I don't have my comments on so that I don't get distracted whilst talking to Lynn.
Yes, it's the one and only time I get his full attention.
And even then, it's a bit of a battle for it.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, what's your earliest memory that you can obviously remember?
Probably about 9 o'clock this morning when my alarm went off. Probably the earliest one that I remember, to be honest.
You two together? No, we're not together. He couldn't handle me. No, as a child.
You couldn't handle me.
Let's not do this right now.
As a child, see, now you've got to be more straight to the point. You've got to make sure that when you ask me a question, you don't beat around the bush. I need to have it laid out on the line because otherwise I'll just go off on a tangent like I am right now. So my earliest memory as a child. My dog Lucy. My earliest memory was when I was quite young. Of probably about my dog Charlie, and then my dog Lucy. But I remember going to the woods a lot with my sperm donor, as I like to call him, and building forts and learning how to do stuff and survival tricks and shit like that. So yeah, it's probably about when I was about, say, 7, 8.
Yeah. Do you think that's just because that's when you just started to remember, or
it's just stuff that sort of stays with you, I suppose? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So would you say that the things that you learn doing that led you to the army eventually?
No, what led me to the army eventually was the point of my entire family, basically, on both sides, had all at some point been in the army or the forces at the RAF or the Navy. My family are massive military. My nan did a family tree years ago, and my family date right back to the 1700s of being somewhere along the line within the military.
Wow, that's amazing. Owen says, "Love you, Mickey, bro."
I love everybody.
So, tell me about your family. You got brothers, sisters?
I've got people.
Okay.
So my family aren't very. They're not very. Well, we don't really get on, to say the least. I don't really talk to my family very often, if at all. Like, you know, the last time I actually spoke to my mother was when my granddad passed away a few months back. And that was the last time. The time before that, I can't even remember. So, yeah, that was back in November last year.
Okay. Sorry, it's not Owen, it's OJ.
OJ, yeah. He's back. Good to see you back, OJ.
Is there one particular thing that happened that is why you don't get on with your family, or is it like a whole family thing?
So basically, I was always the black sheep of the family. I was always off doing my thing. We went to a holiday in 2019 into Tunisia. And again, I was just my own person. I make friends everywhere I go. And that's what I do. I just disappear off, and I sort of, flew the coop at a very young age when I ended up going to boarding school because I got expelled from mainstream school. So, at the end of the day, my family and I have just never really saw eye to eye. I've always been a lone wolf, really. But I'm a strong believer in that I make my own family. You can always make your own family.
Yeah.
I've got my beautiful children, who, of course, wouldn't have been able to have had if it wasn't for their mother, who I'm assuming is watching because I've seen her pop in.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the day, that's my little family. That's my bloodline. But I've also created a family within Micky's Army and within various other sort of groups of people that I've known along the way throughout my life. So, people say I've got loads of friends. I don't. I say I've got loads of family. So,
yeah. So do you not talk to any of your blood family?
I speak to my older sister now and again, literally once in a blue moon at the moment, and I haven't spoken to the rest of them for many years.
Yeah.
But foster-wise, I was in foster care for quite a while, and I still have a lot of contact with a lot of my foster brothers and sisters. One foster family in particular, which was my last ever foster family before I turned 18, 16. They sent me to Kent. I lived in Kent a lot throughout the time I was in foster care. My last place was in Whitstable, but that family then moved to America, which is where they reside now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we will come back to that. But OJ says, what are you doing better this year than you did last year?
Being a fucking sorcerer. What am I doing better this year than what I'm doing last year? Let's just get the fucking bullshit out of the way. Best thing I could have done was leave the person that I was with last year. OJ, you know yourself. You saw how she treated me. A lot of other people do as well. I'm not going to go into that because I'm not one to talk about people behind their back without good cause. And to be fair, I just don't want to remember that sort of stuff if I don't have to. But Micky's Army started as a little thing last year, and now we're sort of, we've got a good team behind me, and I've got, sorry, we have a good team behind us. I've got a good team behind me.
You have a mate.
Who keep things going for me while I'm away working when I can't really be about too much. And Lynn has taken, like she likes to say, the train set. It's her train set. Choo, motherfucker.
I like to say that, do I?
Yeah. A very drunk me sent her a message, voice note saying, it's your train set. But
go with it.
Yeah, so Lynn's keeping the things going. Then the rest of the team, obviously, without going into too much detail of what actually happens behind the scenes, we are working towards being registered. We've got a lot of legal action stuff started to be, like, it's been written up. We're just going through the fine-tooth comb, make sure everything's going well. So yeah, there's that. We're getting on. We're going places.
But what I meant was, you didn't have me last year properly, like until the end. So just saying.
Oh. Next question, darling.
What's your dream car?
A Mustang, 1967 Mustang, Shelby. That
always reminds me of Monster. So OJ says, what are your goals for this year?
Goals for this year: become a sorcerer.
Micky, will you answer seriously?
My goals for this year to basically push forward with Micky's Army, continue to build my business in the security industry, to, you know, teach my daughter to drive now that she's turned 18.
Well, you taught her to drink, hadn't you?
Well, she doesn't drink like I do, but she did have a little tipple with me last night. So, yeah, I'm still a little bit soft on the head from last night's celebrations, let's just say. And then I had a 2-hour fucking drive. Yeah.
Smile and wave. Guys, if you're asking questions, can you please put them in capitals, because I can't read them. Poppy says, where do you see Micky's Army in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, I see us all on the beach in Tahiti. I'm joking.
You're doing my editing.
No, Micky's Army, I'm, you know, hopeful for us to be registered within the next 5 years, definitely, as a charity, of some form. We'll have at least one office building. Start small, you know. At the end of the day, the way that I've wanted for myself and the team to go is sort of go slow and steady. You know, the tortoise run the race, because, you know, the hare obviously decided to have a nap. But yeah, slow and steady, see how we go. I'm hoping to be able to get funding for mental health and funding for journeys and travels, and to create a wider team. So it'd be obviously with me and my team, and then my team will have their own teams and so on and so forth. So in the next 5 years, I would hope that we've got a good minimum of 100 team members overall, doing various different things.
Jay says, has he always been ginger or turn it later in life? Hashtag ginger lives matter.
So I'm not actually ginger, believe it or not. The only ginger hair I have is my beard when it grows out properly, which is a bit of a piss take, really, because it's starting to go grey now. Not even grey, white. Just get like white flakes pop up here and there.
That's dandruff, isn't it?
Oh, fucking hell.
Wow. So OJ says, for people that are new, what is Micky's Army and how is it helpful?
So Mickey's Army was started on my own personal lives. So, for instance, I was just go live every morning after work when I was working on a TV program called The Circle up in Manchester. And every morning I'd go live, and it just went from there. We basically became like a small, just me and Lynn, doing bits and bobs to sort of, you know, get things going. And then we brought in a few other people, and we got things going a little bit faster to a good steady speed. And what do? So we help anybody that needs help, basically. If you need somebody to talk to, you just send us an email. Go to the link in the bio. That'll take you straight through to our website. Then the website, then there's a contact part. You send us an email. One of us will pick it up and ask you if it's okay to talk with them, or if there was any particular you wanted to talk to within the group. There's also a about us, so you can go in, you can have a read about the sort of past and background of each one of the team, to sort of decipher who would be best suited for you personally to talk to, if that's what you wanted to do, or just have a general conversation. We don't need to sit there and talk about mental health. If you don't want to talk about mental health, we can sit there and talk about how bloody rainy it is today, or, you know, how sunny it's been today, should I say, because it's been quite a warm day.
It's been lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, I've had the aircon on in the car, like looking at people with no aircon going.
Victoria says, who's your hero?
Who's my hero?
Apart from me, obviously.
Who's my hero? I would have to say I've got two that I grew up with, and very, very big fans of, was James Bond and Sherlock Holmes. for both their various different things. Obviously, at one point, I wanted to be a spy when I was growing up. Then I wanted to be a police officer, a detective. And then I remember when I was well young, my mother decided to tell me that Sherlock Holmes was my great granddad or something like that, right? So of course I've gone to fucking school, haven't I? And I've told my teacher all about my great granddad, right? Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I told my entire class. I told everybody who Sherlock Holmes was. He was amazing. He was real. He was a real person once upon a time. And then my teacher tried to tell me that I was wrong, and I remember getting into trouble because I basically told her, not in like a way that I'd tell her now, but at the time, as a child, you know, I was just like, no, I know that I'm right. My mummy said so. So of course the school rang me mother, and all she could do was laugh, basically. So I got sent home with a, you know, your son's been a finger wagged at for lying about his great grandfather. I was like, fucking assholes.
Wow.
But yeah, I believed it for like a whole year.
You still believe it?
No, I do not, because he wasn't a real person. He was a fictional character.
He's like Santa. He's real.
Okay, yeah. Let's just move past this story, shall we?
We're going to come back to this. So, you mentioned earlier that obviously you was in foster care.
Yep.
From what age, like, were you there to when you left?
I was in foster care on and off for since I was about, I don't know, probably about 10, I suppose. When I was just in and out because I just didn't get on at home. Then they tried me at home for a while and wouldn't work, so I'd go back in again. And then when I turned 16, I was moved back to London from Southampton, well, Lyndhurst in the New Forest, where I was at school. So they were supposed to send me to Kent, back to Whitstable, to live my last 2 years as a young person, up to my 18th birthday in foster care with the last foster family I had. But my social worker at the time, unfortunately, became ill, no longer with us shortly after that. And I got a new social worker who was a fucking arsehole. She took all I was given all the options and they were all cleared and everything was going ready and it was all ready to go forward. And then she took everything away and made me move back to London. So I was like, well, why? This was put in place. You know, I'm meant to be going to Kent. I'm meant to be living there. I can find a better life for myself there than I can in London. I'm not saying that that was the case or that not the case, because you know you can't tell if that would have happened or not have happened because I ended up being back in London, where obviously, you know, I wouldn't have my kids now. They wouldn't be who they are now if it wasn't for me moving back to London. So yeah, there's that.
So what was your time like in foster care? Was it pretty okay as it can be?
Sometimes the system doesn't always work, and I feel for anybody that has to go through the system like I did, or anybody that I know now who had to also go through the system, because most of the people that I know have been through some form of the system as they were growing up. And I would say that my best time was when I was with my last foster family, because, you know, I made a good few friends in that area. I had a girlfriend not so far away from there as well. And it was just all sort of here and there, really. But they wouldn't let me, so they moved me back to London. So I thought, bollocks to this, and the army was my calling. But no, like I say, the girlfriend and me, we broke up on good terms. I'd still go down and see her as friends and stuff. I met her, the boyfriend that she then got with a while later, whose name was also Michael, funnily enough. But she's great. She's married and she's got kids and she's happy and stuff, and that's all that matters in that sense. And you know, we are good friends. I mean, we don't speak as often as we used to, because obviously lives have just sort of gone off in completely separate directions. But every so often now, we'll get a message through, or I'll send a message through, or whatever. And it's just like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, just touching base kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. It's always good to be able to keep in contact with people if you haven't fallen out with them. Yeah. You know, even if you have fallen out with somebody, it's not worth spending the rest of your life not talking to somebody just because you've had a fallout.
Yeah.
Let a bit of breathing space and then go back and be an adult and talk about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway.
Oh, thank you, lady. That's lovely. So OJ says, obviously, apart from your children, what makes you the happiest?
What makes me the happiest apart from my children?
So I've really got
a beer in my hand. I think it's when I've got a beer in my hand, I'm quite happy.
Yeah.
No, what makes me the happiest is when I can see somebody that, like Jeannie, who came in, if I don't know if she's still here or not, but obviously came in and has said thank you, and it's great to know that I'm making a change in somebody's life, you know, and helping them with what I'm doing. Yeah. And that's not just because of the fact that it's what I do, it's also just because it's who I am. It's my DNA. It's built into me to be a caring person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm at my happiest when I can see that I've successfully got somebody out of a slump, and even if it's just a twinge of a smile, you know, it's better than nothing. So that's what makes me happiest.
And Hot and Tasty says, who did you look up to in the past, and has that changed now?
So that would have been my granddad, and it never changed. He was an amazing man. He was everything to me. That man, he really was. No matter what I'd done wrong, right, you know, big, small, he was always the one that would say, you know, better luck next time, or we'll get you there, or, you know, well done. And he gave amazing hugs, you know, and I pride myself on my hugging ability, because I think that I can give amazing hugs, you know, and I've never had anybody say, fucking hell, what the fuck was that? You know? No, I hug people because I'm just a huggy person. I like hugging people, and my granddad taught me that hugging somebody is showing them a bit of you, a bit of who you are. Yeah. My granddad was a very religious man. He was a Mormon, but yeah, no, he's always had my back.
Yeah,
and I'm just going to say now, you know, he's up there, and he's still got my back, just from a different place.
Well, he'd be so proud of you. I know he would. Why? This is from the lady team, Dan Tanker. Why did you start TikTok, and how did you start Micky's Army?
I had no choice in the matter. Evelyn made me download it. And basically, I'd already had it, but it was called Musical.ly at the time, years back, and I didn't realise. But I deleted it because, as Musical.ly, it was really difficult to fucking get my head around it, and I just thought, what a load of bollocks. So I deleted it and never thought about it ever again. And then I see TikTok all over the place, and then I was just like, oh, well, what's that about? I looked into it. You know, the girls are like, yeah, look at this, Dad, look at this. I was like, oh yeah, that looks rubbish. And I was like, that's something I shouldn't be doing. Do you know what I mean? I'm 35, 34, 35-year-old man, where I was. I don't need to be on TikTok. That's just ridiculous. Stupid idea. And then Evelyn made me download it and set up a TikTok account. And then we did a load of videos together, and the rest is history, really, on that one. But Micky's Army was set up because I know what it's like to be alone. And I know what it's like to be in a room full of people and be the loneliest person in there. I also know what it's like to be in a lonely room like I am now on my own, and being alone with my thoughts. And sometimes that's not the best idea in the world, and it can be quite damaging. So I started Micky's Army so that people, especially throughout lockdown, had somewhere to go, someone to talk to. It might not have been face to face, but they had somewhere that they could go and feel comfortable and be themselves. So from the very first, before Micky's Army was actually a thing, it was just my lives, like I explained before. It was just me on a live talking with people, and then people like Lynn, Steph, and other people would come in and turn my live to a very naughty live.
How dare you?
quite raunchy. And that hasn't actually gone away on my own lives. That kind of stays as it is. It's just new people come in and start being quite naughty, which is fine, because I find it quite good fun to have a laugh and a joke. And I like, because sometimes I can get a bit like, oh, I don't know how to I don't have to reply to that. You know what I mean? But it was just one of those things where people would set, like, people were saying to me, they were setting their alarms, because I'd finish work at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'd go live by 10 past. And I was live for a couple of hours. I'd be live until about 8, 9 o'clock every morning. On my days off, I'd do a night live where I'd be getting drunk or something and just having a laugh. But it was a good community that was there. And then it sort of took off. So we made Micky's Army. And since then, I've been able to separate my personal lives from the stuff that people can get away with, and having a laugh and a flirt and a joke, to coming on to a Micky's Army live and people knowing the difference. And that's what it's about. It was about the people. It was because of people coming into my lives. It made me feel good, because people were happy, they were laughing, they were spitting coffee out left, right and centre because of things that were said or done. Like, when the hotel manager came out and was like, "Here is your morning coffee," and hands me a bottle of Budweiser. Do you know what I mean? People are just like, fucking, what?
Yeah. And you used to have your bag with Shell, didn't you, when she was leaving for work?
Yeah, we'd have a cigarette with Shell every morning as well when she was going to work or going to bed, whatever. And it was good fun. And Micky's Army is just, why not be the person that I am and do it for a good cause, basically, rather than just helping people that are stood in front of me. Let's help people that in the wider country and across the water, and get somewhere with life, and make people understand that we are somewhere to go, somewhere to be safe, somewhere to talk. So yeah, that's why Micky's Army was made.
100%. Beck says, best hugs from his granddad. Yeah. Right. Hold on. Not your fault.
You lost.
No, it's just because I'm trying to, when you pause it to like read a comment and then like 100 more appear.
Yeah.
My brother's put big love, Micky. I think when you was talking about maybe granddad, possibly.
Yeah.
Right, guys, can you, if you've put a comment or a question, can you put it again? Because I can't keep up.
Oh, look who got to keep up now, eh? Always having a fucking pop at me saying I couldn't keep up, you know what I mean?
Oh, hot and tasty, really? What's your favourite song?
What? currently my favourite song is Your Man by Josh Turner. But my favourite song of all time is got to be a cross between Mustang Sally and My Way.
Mm-hmm. Mustang Sally, I've not heard that in years.
It used to be my karaoke song every time, without fail. Bosh, get me on that karaoke. I'm all over that shit.
Wow, I have not seen that, heard that in so long. Oh my God, they're all jumping, help me. Stella says, I'm so proud of you, Micky. How do you get to be part of Micky's army? Support it.
Is that Stella J?
Yeah.
Hey, Stella. To become a part of Micky's army. So basically, at the moment, we're... Huh?
No, Crystal went, do I really have to write that again? I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, you do.
We are currently going through changes. Sorry, I just had a bit of old Osborne in there then.
Oh my God.
So going through a few changes, and we are slowly going to be starting to grow our numbers. But at the moment, until we have got everything ironed out and put in place, then it's not going to happen. So it will probably be the next sort of few months before we start asking for people. And it will be on a voluntary basis. It will be treated as a job because it is a job. And like any charity or organization, it has a structure and it has morals and rules. We don't have many rules. We just make sure that the 269,000 rules that we've got so far. No, we don't have many rules, but we do have enough to cover ourselves for how to be as a business, as a company. So although, you know, and it can get stressful sometimes, but we will be asking people to come and be members of Micky's Army. You'll have to submit a small CV of just sort of telling us about you and things that you believe you can bring to Micky's Army, sort of any qualifications you've got in mental health or anything like that.
I think just on the back of that as well, like if you wanted to support Micky's Army, you can use the hashtag, you can share the videos, tag us in stuff, just anything like that.
Yeah. Get us through, people. If you see somebody who's having a bit of a hard time in one of their videos, tag us in it and just say to them, look, these guys are good, go and have a word with them and stuff, and tag us in that. But yeah, I mean, we appreciate all the support that we can get. Yeah. You know, the more support we got, the more it pushes us to do what we make out that we're doing, because obviously you can't see it happening at the moment. But the more support we have, the more that we will be able to show you, right, we've done what we said we're going to do. Now we're going to go and do that, you know.
We have visions. So, we have visions.
Yes. I have visions.
Matt says...
Normally I've had a few too many.
Yeah, that's when we don't listen to you. Matt says, yeah. Lynn, what rank are you?
She's rank 2.
I'm boss. Crystal says, if you were ruler of your own country, what would be the first law you would introduce?
Everybody has Monday off. Everybody has to get absolutely totaled on Sunday. That's about it, really. That'd be my first rule.
I'm leaving that country. I don't drink.
Why?
I don't drink.
Yeah, you do.
Proof or it didn't happen. Victoria says, I'd be more than happy to volunteer. OJ says, Micky, I'm off. See you both later. Stay safe.
All right, buddy.
Crystal said, good answer. Free beer.
Exactly.
So, when did you say you left foster care? What age?
16.
So was that was it 16 that you went straight into the army?
Yeah, back in onto my 17th birthday, but then I left again. I wasn't in for very long, and then I rejoined. I did that a couple of times, but the main time that I came out was when I went off and Beck was pregnant with Evelyn, and there was some complications, so I left because I wasn't ready at that point to be back in the army. I wasn't ready to be there doing that, being away from everybody. But at the same time, I wasn't ready to be away from my friends and my family, you know. So I went out and got drunk a lot. Spent most of my 20s pissed, I'm not going to lie. In and out of the army. But, you know, I rejoined again, and that was it. Then I was in. And I stayed there, and I made my time within the army as fun as I could. As you do, you make quite good friends. You also make quite horrendous friends as well, like the ones you don't need to be friends with.
Yeah.
And you're only friendly with them because it just means your life's easier. But, you know, that's in any job. Hey?
That's why I'm friends with you.
Oh, is that right? You befriended the boss so that you could just get away with doing whatever you wanted. Yeah. It's not going to work. There's rules.
I don't follow rules. Poppy says, Micky, is there anything that absolutely stumps you?
What do you mean by stumps me? Like
completely baffles you or confuses you? God, have we got all night? There we go.
We've got a fucking few, Poppy. We've got a few. Like Easter eggs, I don't understand. I mean, I understand the Easter egg. I just don't understand why it's a bunny rabbit that gives them out. I really don't. It pisses me off. Rabbits do not lay eggs. Why can't we have an Easter chicken? Or an Easter hen?
You have chicks.
Yeah, but they hatch, but they're not the ones we've got. It's the Easter bunny that hands out the Easter eggs, not the Easter chicken.
Why is it tap and tap? Because you don't tap it to get the water out.
Exactly. See? There's all these little things coming out now, like, you know what I mean? It's like one that I've got to ask you, Lynn, right? So, you know, like a backpack on your bag.
Yeah.
Like you put your back. In the army, we call it a day sack.
A day sack?
Can you use that day sack at night? A day sack, yeah. Mm-hmm. Can you use it at night?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
Are you just saying yeah because you don't actually know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
if it's a rucksack, you can use it any time.
Yeah, but it's called a day sack. Well, can you use it at night?
Well, I can't see why you can't, but I'm assuming if it's called a day sack, then no, you can't.
How many hours are in a day?
24.
Can you use a day sack at night?
I'm so confused. What's happening?
Now I wonder who's the more confused, you or me.
Fuck you.
Of course you can use a day sack at night. There's 24 hours in a day.
This is what I'm saying.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to watch this back.
Fuck you. This is your Q&A, not mine.
Yeah, my Q&A, so I can ask questions too.
No.
Next question.
Shell says, when are you planning on visiting her?
When I pick you up from the airport.
Matt says he used to be a tap dancer till he fell in the sink. Don't encourage it.
What? What? I'm not going to laugh at dad jokes, am I? No.
Oh, I see. But when it's my dad joke, you don't want to know.
Because yours are terrible. You complete me. I love you.
Anyway, you've completely thrown me off now.
You're supposed to be asking me questions.
Yes, I know. We was at the army, weren't we? So, did you have sort of like any bad experiences in the army in a sense of with people that you were? Is it would you call it quarters? Is that what you call it? Living quarters? What do you call them?
So the block, we call it the block. Living quarters would be like what's called the pads, which is the houses. So most of my career I lived in a block, and it was all right. When I was in Germany, we had a laugh. Every weekend we'd go out, we'd get absolutely trashed on a Friday. We'd recover on the Saturday daytime and then do it all over again on the Saturday. We'd go into town, we'd beat up the locals. I'm joking, we wouldn't. We'd go out to town, we'd get absolutely steaming.
I'm just sitting there going,
yeah, because you're just sat there like, oh right, okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure you was listening. So we'd go out to town, and there was a couple of bars which were really good. One of them called the U Bar, one was called the Disco Bar, and the camaraderie that you always have the idiot who thought he was like the better drinker or the better this, and then you had the idiots who would get into fights and stuff. But that's just life, that's not just army boys, that's everybody. Civvies are the same. Civvies like to fight with soldiers or ex-soldiers because they think it's like, oh, well, they must be hard, or they think they're hard, and all that kind of stuff. So I had a lot of scraps over the years, which I didn't actually want to be involved in. But unfortunately, when you've got a group of lads coming at you with a pole and a broken chair and stuff like that, you kind of have to fight your way out, especially when you ain't got no exit door behind you.
Jesus. Is this a story you're going to elaborate on, or?
So it was 2010, I think, World Cup. I can't remember what year it was, but there was a World Cup around that sort of time. And of course, it was England versus Germany. Full-on football war. Now, I don't watch football at all unless it is England playing. Yeah. Right? That's the only time you'll ever catch me watching it, and mainly in the bigger sort of the World Cup and things like that. I'm more of a rugby fan, so I'll happily go and watch rugby anywhere and everywhere. But with the football, me and a couple of lads decided to go down into the city centre. Of course, wearing our England jerseys, sitting bang smack in the middle of the whole fucking world of German people. Anyway, so you can see that England's winning. I mean, we lost in the end, but we were winning.
When do we ever
and then
win?
We just realised, like, we're just there. We're all pissed up. We're having a right good laugh. There's a couple of people around us that we were having a bit of banter with and having a laugh with, and it was great fun. And then we started noticing security started to start dotting around us, So there's like 6 of us at this table, and there's just security all around us like that. So I stood up and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, the fuck are these bastards doing? Like, you know what I mean? Why fucking we ain't gonna start no fight? We're having a bit of a laugh here. So I went to the bigger guy. I went, excuse me, man. I says, why are you surrounding us? We're not gonna do anything. We're here to protect you. Oh, okay, yeah. It's like, so because I had a karaoke competition that I won in a place called Wright the week beforehand, I won a load of like cheap German football shirts, and I grabbed a couple of extra ones, because I was quite good pals with the guy who ran the place, and I got these German. I was like, fuck this, pulled out this top, changed my top over, threw mine in the bag, and then the boys were like, where'd that come from? I was like, well, there's one in the bag if you want it. I'm like, I'll fucking have a bit of that. And so in the end, there was only me and Andy Ovens who put these German tops on, because I weren't getting in a fight if I didn't have to. Do you know what I mean? We were outnumbered, fucking 6 to thousands. Yes, the British Army are the best trained army in the world, but that's not going to get us through what we was about to endeavour. Fucking, we get escorted by the security around this way, this sort of corridor, and at first I thought it's a bit fucking dodgy. This, like, fucking load of big burly blokes getting us to go down what looked like a fucking dingy little alleyway, like, you know what I mean? Opens this fucking door up and was like, right, gents, you need to go through here, and then you go through the front and you'll be on the other side of the river, you'll be fine. Okay, you can get home from there. Get a taxi from that side. You'll be okay there. Fair enough, you know, a bit pissed up, bit like, fuck it, whatever. Right, let's just fucking go back to camp before we get fucking beaten. Goes through, sees this taxi, who sees the lads in the England shirt. He drives off. Oh, brilliant. Nice one. Yeah. Fucking pucker. Next thing we know, there's a group of yobbos fucking coming down, all fucking with stuff. We've got nowhere to go. We can't go anywhere because the road's closed off with a gate behind us. And then the road goes out to the left, which is the way we would have had to have walked. So we're then stuck. So yeah, we had to stick our fucking teeth in, like, you know. Not literally. I don't bite people, unless they ask me to. So yeah. So we had a bit of a scrap that day. I had a sore head the next day. I'm not gonna lie, but that wasn't from the alcohol. Not from the alcohol at all. I got a lovely bit of wood around the back of my nut. But you know, you live and learn. Don't go to a German-England football match in the middle of Germany with lots of people wearing England football shirts.
Not a good idea.
Not really, no.
Steph says, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
If I could go anywhere in the world, where would I go? There's quite a few places I'd like to go to, but
I hear Lincolnshire's quite nice.
Is it? I hear it's still in England in shit weather.
Yeah, it's been very nice actually.
Is it? I'd love to go to oh fucking hell, what's that bloody place called now? I was talking about it the other day, Lynn. Fucking the Maldives. I would love to go to the Maldives for like a month. There's no point in going to the Maldives for a week. You've got to go for at least 2, and I'd definitely go for a month. Other than that, I'd love to go for a trip over to the Amazon and do a bit of the Amazon River.
Oh.
Not shopping, love.
I was going to say there's one in Peterborough.
Fuck's sake. You know. Yeah. But my all-time favourite place to go, just to clear my head, is Snowdonia in North Wales. Yeah.
When was the last time you went there?
Beginning of last year.
Hot and Tasty says, do you see love in your future?
Do I see love in my future?
Yeah.
Potentially. Who knows?
Cheeky. What's your favourite meal?
Favourite meal that I make or that I would order in a restaurant? Let's have a look. So
if it was your last meal, if you were on death row and it was your last meal, what would you order?
Nothing. I'd make it myself.
Okay, well, what would you make?
Lasagna and chips. I'll make a banging lasagna.
Do you?
Yeah.
I thought you'd have gone for like a steak or something.
Nah, lasagna.
I had lasagna today.
Did you?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Good for you. I'm going to go and have a McDonald's in a bit.
Not quite the same thing though, is it?
No, not really. I don't know what's in the service station, so I'm just going to have to go and have a little butcher's and grab myself some dinner.
And you got a dinner? And you got a restaurant where you're staying?
No, it's the hotel I'm in is literally it's just a hotel. There's no restaurant or nothing like that. Piece of shit.
So, apart from yourself, who is your favourite Mickey's Army member?
I love you all very much. I don't have favourites. You're all favoured. You're all favoured by me.
All of us.
Yes, for different reasons.
But who's your favourite? There's got to be a little like.
I'd have to be my sister, wouldn't it?
Yeah, lucky there, Shell.
Shell and I have gone through a lot of aggro together since we've been knowing each other on TikTok.
Yeah.
And she's helped me get through a lot of it. So, yeah.
Second favourite?
I never ask people for second favourites. That's just not fair.
I do.
Me that question.
It's all right. I know what.
For you, Lynn, wouldn't it?
Why are you just saying it? Because I'm here, it's fine. I know I'm at
quiet.
the bottom of the list. Shell put, I love you too, Micky.
Mwah.
So, army. How long in total were you in the army?
19 years.
Wow. Is that why you look so old?
Yeah.
Cool. And where did you do tours in the army? Like, what countries did you go to?
All of them.
What?
All of them.
So you went to every country in the world?
Yeah.
I fucking hate
No.
This is why this is why people think we bicker, because you do shit like this.
Right. So with the army, I toured Iraq, Afghanistan. I went sailing around Denmark for a week. I was stationed in Germany, Belgium. Went through France a few times to different things with work. Basically, the most of Europe I've been to, and over to tours of duty as well.
Shell says, when were you in America?
I was in Canada, not America. I've never been to America.
Poppy said,
but I was out in Canada for a while as well. I was driving an officer through basically like training exercise and stuff. We weren't the training vehicles; we were the safety vehicles. So we're chasing around after Challenger 2 Warrior tanks and all that kind of stuff, and but you can imagine with a tank, they've got such big tracks that they dig into the mud and stuff, which then over time makes, like, for a normal car or as a truck, as I was driving, a little bit more difficult. So you'd have to go over the rivets at a diagonal angle. But also over time, where certain areas hadn't been used, because they close off certain areas so that it gives it time for the land to sort of regenerate itself. When they reopen it, then there's grass, there's stuff in, you can't see the rivets. I drove directly into them. The car's going like that, and he's gone out through the fucking roof. Fucking, I got about a mile and a half down the way before I realised he weren't fucking.
How did you not realise?
I was watching the fucking road.
I'm never getting in a car with you.
We were on road and off road, so at the point it was off road. All I heard was sharp left, so I did a sharp left. Next thing I know, I'm flying away doing this fucking place, and I'm sort of thinking, right, I'm going to come off here and go onto the road there, because I know that we're not going to be going that way. So as I come onto the road, I sort of looked in my rearview mirror. I didn't see legs, so I was like, shit. So I fucking turned around and went and got him.
Looking for the legs.
Yeah. Oh, that was fucking brilliant. But my favourite part of that was over in Canada, actually. There was that one was just a funny story. He literally weren't happy with me. He was not happy with me whatsoever after that.
I wonder why.
But, oh, well, it wasn't my fucking fault. He tells me where to go, and I go. You know, it's like, that way, Seabiscuit, and off I go. Like, you know. But so I got told by him probably about 2 weeks after that that I wasn't driving him on that day. I was going to be driving another sort of fucking, I don't know, some RAF bloke. This is where Stu should be here, because
He's
this RAF bloke
just come in.
Oh, is he just turned up? Well, this RAF bloke was doing some sort of orienteering thing, and I was like that. I was like, yeah, cool, happy days. You know, I'll not a problem. So I get given a different vehicle, and I'm told that he's doing his map reading, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. So he's going to take me out. He knows all the areas, all the rest of it. So I've got to make sure all my radios are working, everything's set up, the vehicle's ready to go, and off we fuck. All right?
Yeah.
We get out onto the ground, and he's telling me where to go, what roads to go on, and I'm sort of picking up on certain areas of which we shouldn't go, because I know that there's exercising troops there, and I don't particularly want to get blown up. And I'm saying this to him, and he's like, no, we need to go this way. I've already checked. It's fine. It's clear. I'm listening to the radio. Everything's fine. I was like, right, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll just do what you say. If I fucking don't want to go down this way, we ain't going this way. Is that understood? I will fucking tell you what to do. I'm higher rank than you and all the rest of it. Fucking gobby shit bastard. Anyway, so, you know, as the RAF are always on time, he was trying to beat a deadline. And I can just hear Stu laughing right now. He was trying to beat the time that he was given and stuff. So he was just cutting corners, basically. And then my truck stopped working. So I obviously had to get out and have a quick look at the engine and stuff, which was fine. Everything was, fuck knows what was wrong with it. Just overheated, I suppose. So, you know, I'm waiting for it to cool down. But whilst we're sat there waiting for it to cool down, I looked at the map, and I'm not a very strong map reader. I'm not a very strong map reader at all. I rely on my sat nav hands down, right?
Obviously, look where that got you today.
Yeah. That wasn't sat nav's fault, really. It was the roadworks. But so I'm sat there looking at the map, and I'm like, are you some sort of stupid? And I went into a lot of fucking names towards this guy, and he was just like, "Why?" You know. And I'm now pointing at the map, and my arsehole's going fucking 1 pence to fucking £2. Yeah, it was going fucking. We're only sat in the middle of the fucking red zone, which is the zone that they were using that fucking day, right? So I've jumped in the motor, and I'm on the radio, fucking calling through, saying, "Look, we need you to fucking hold fire, hold fire." I'm trying not to swear over the net because, you know, you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
But no one's receiving my fucking messages. So I fucking starts the car, and I'm like, please start, please start. Car starts. I've got out. I've grabbed him by the scruff of the neck, and I fucking walloped him around the side of the head. Get in the fucking car. Jumped back in.
Shit.
Just fucking floored it. But luckily enough, something had happened closer to where the exercise and troops were, so they had to hold fire anyway. So luckily enough, we've got just out of the red zone in time of them setting shells down towards us, and we were quite close to one of the targets as well. However, I had to call in the recce mech
to
come pick us up. Sorry, recce mech is like your mechanic. Basically, it's your fucking mechanic,
right? Okay.
In the army. They're the ones that come fucking in a big truck, and they pick you up and they tow you away. Basically, the truck was totaled. We flipped and fucking rolled everything. We were like all over the gaff. Like, I weren't fucking wasting no time. I was like, I'm gone. I don't know how long we've got before we get fucking taken out by our own guys because of your fucking shitty map reading, you stupid so-and-so. So he's in the back going, "Oh, fucking hell, put your fucking seatbelt on." It's just, that's all I'm saying. Put your fucking seatbelt on. Fucking put your seatbelt on. I'm like, "Put that in the fucking car." You know, like, fucking bouncing all over the place because it's been heightened on the suspension and stuff for going over fucking, fucking. He's like, "I'm trying, but I can't. Stop the car." "Fucking stop it, you mental." Fucking. So I fucking just bouncing around all over the place. By the time he got a seatbelt on, that's when we'd hit a fucking rock, and we just went over, and it was. I mean, I'm the sort of guy that I don't laugh in the face of danger. I'm not afraid to die. It's not me that I'm worried about dying. It's what I leave behind is what worries me about me dying, you know? So I live for my kids, and everybody that knows me knows that. And they're the main things in my life. They've kept me going, and they're the ones that make me think, fuck this. If I die doing this, at least I've died trying to save this dickhead in the back, you know? So yeah, he was RTU'd, which means returned to unit, because he was a dick. I mean, that's just a polite word for it. It had nothing to do with the fact he was RAF, other than the fact he was RAF and he was a dick.
Just added to it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a smidge. No, but yeah, the truck was totaled, and I was getting bollocked by the RSM about it. You know, why is this truck? He was only meant to be doing this. He was only meant to be. I just went, with all due respect, sir, the geezer's a. You know what I mean? I said, this is the map he was fucking going off of, sir. Now, if you want to fucking shout at anybody, shout up fucking fucking threw the map at him. And he was stood there going, oh, fucking, I'm gonna fucking ag you, which is basically a fucking form of discipline, the reaction and stuff. And I was like, fucking give me this reaction, you prick. Fuck off. I'll give you a fucking reason to give me this. You almost got me fucking killed, you stupid fucking. But after we'd stopped rolling, we're now upside down in this truck. And I just looked around at him and was just like, should we do that again? That was fun. He's in the back, like he's browned his fucking trousers, like, you know. Oh, fucking, I was like, fucking. There's some fucking close getaways in my life, I tell you. Anyway, moving on.
Stu says, don't. Oh, where did it go? Don't army lads. Oh my god! Don't army lads fix trucks like I bang with spanner thingy and make go brum brum.
No, I don't know. I'm not Remy. I'm pretty sure that's what they do.
Oh my god!
This goes in there like this. That's the wrong hole. That's not the first time you said that, pal. So,
oh,
yeah.
good God. So what? I can't. What other, like... I get stories confused with what you've told me and what someone else has told me. But did you hurt yourself at all in the army?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've now throughout my many suicide attempts, I suppose, fucking just accidental suicide attempts. I've now suffered with chronic back pain, knee pain, and ankles, and my left shoulder really grinds up a bit as well. My neck also, you know, I've near on broke that fucking hundreds of times. I'm still doing that today. And it's not because I'm accident prone, it's just I'm clumsy. Yeah. But yeah, so I suffer with a lot of pain now. Well, I do take medication for it, but I don't think it works all the time. I think, you know, a lot of pain is mental as well, and you know, if you're not mentally able to hold the pain, like I'm not saying that I can, because I know I can't. I can some days, but then other days I'm useless. I can't fucking move. I can't get out of bed. So with my job, I have to make sure that I'm keeping myself healthy. Well, when I say healthy, I don't mean like eating fucking rabbit food and water. The only water I drink has beer written across it. Really.
Or spiced.
Or spiced, yeah. But this is actually water.
Yeah.
It genuinely is.
Yeah.
So, although keeping hydrated is a very big thing to do with maintaining pain, being hydrated means that your body knows that it's got sufficient fluids in it to be able to maintain a steady sort of pain threshold. Eating healthily, yeah, okay, a good healthy meal, regardless of whether it's fucking healthy or it's a takeaway, doesn't matter. If you've got food in your stomach and your body's got those two ingredients, you're going to be good. You're going to be fine to keep going, and it helps with your pain levels. It sounds stupid, but it actually is a good way of keeping yourself hydrated, keeping yourself maintained with food on a daily basis. I don't eat breakfast. I very rarely eat lunch, but I always have a good, like, hearty meal at the end of the day. You know, I'll eat for like 5 people in one sitting. I'm a big boy. I do. I can sit there and eat like 500 pizzas in one minute. It's a bit of an over exaggeration. 500's a bit much. I mean, 400's fine. But no, it's keeping myself with my physiotherapy physiotherapist that gave me all the things that I need to do. I don't do them as often as I should do, but when I'm feeling like pure shit and I can't fucking move, and I actually physically can't move, that's when I push myself to do the movements of rocking my legs backwards and forwards to try and help, just so that my back's starting to loosen up. You know, because if I'm laying there and I'm dying for a piss, but I'm in that much pain I can't move, I will generally lay there and think, if I just do it, it will dry up after a while. But, you know, then I think to myself, yeah, but then you've got to wash the sheets and you've only just put them on the bed.
You need to keep a bucket by your bed.
And just roll over it, pull my wang out. And just,
yeah. Or,
no.
In your case, a little
thimble. I'll fill a thimble up in half a second. I still need the bucket. Well, I do piss a lot, you know.
Yeah, but right, anyway.
Move on, my love. Move on.
Mm-hmm. So did you notice like the pains and stuff while you were still in the army, or was it when you left? Is that why you had to leave?
That's why I had to leave. Yeah, they medically discharged me for my pains, not just my pains, but my noggin.
Yeah. So when you say, like, obviously because of your mental health and stuff, is there? If you don't want to answer these, then you don't have to. But is there certain things that will trigger that more than other things?
Yeah.
So I don't know, if you hear a bang, for example.
So December 2019 was my first civilian job as a civvy. And I was working with Roy, who I work with all the time.
Yeah.
I was running the team at bestpartiesever.com. It's basically a massive marquee. They have like a bar area, and then through past the bar area, you've got like a dining area with a stage in the middle. They've got bumper cars, dodgems at the back, or whatever they're fucking called now. And it's themed every year. Obviously, last year it didn't happen. I'm hoping we get it this year because it's a fucking great night. And I didn't know on the first fucking night that there was going to be any bangs or pops or anything like that. So we got towards the end of the night and closed at 1. So towards the end of the night, there was 2 bangs that would go off with glitter, basically. Mm-hmm. Not glitter, the strips of silver stuff. So I'm stood. The stage turns into a dance floor afterwards. So they put the sides on it, so it turns into a dance floor. And I'm stood talking to one of my lads and just saying, look, you know, if you need to go for a smoke or a piss or anything, or you want to just let me know and I'll come back in a minute. And as I was just about to leave him to go and tell the lad on the other side of the stage, this fucking great big bang went. I dived on the floor and I took about 3 people with me. And that's now. Imagine when I come back from a tour of Afghanistan and I went to the pub where I had a welcome home party and some stupid prick behind me comes up and pops a balloon right by my head. And I hit the deck and this guy stood there fucking laughing. I didn't have a fucking clue who he was. But my mate, Mark, and my mates Mark and Will, Mark's still serving at the moment. He's retraining to go into the RAF from the army because it's just his time. He's done what he can. He wants to leave the army and go into the RAF before it's too late. And Will he's an ex-para, and it was them two that like picked me up off the floor. I'm literally like this. You know, there's fucking glass everywhere. There's people on the floor. Fucking, I've knocked over as I've hit the deck. You know, I've shouted contact, and the whole pub was just like, fucking, what's going on over there? This guy's fucking absolutely wetting himself. I got picked up off the floor, propped on the bar, they've gone and grabbed hold of him. They've dragged him out of the sight of vision of the cameras in the pub and give him a bit of a what's for. And then the doorman came in and was like, what's going on? So they've explained it to him. He's took him out and thrown him out. And next thing we know, there was just, I've started to calm down. It took me about an hour. I just wasted a whole hour of my life because one stupid prick who thought it'd be funny. You know, and it's never funny. And I've never really liked balloons anyway. You know, you can ask Beck, you can ask my kids. Well, if you were on fucking live with me when I was working my last job, you'd know I don't do balloons.
Do you not?
Especially monstrosity. Those fucking balloons were bigger than Solly's bollocks. I'm telling you, they were fucking huge. Right? Fucking waving about by my fucking car like fucking. Anyway, I don't do balloons, and you know, at the end of the day, I can laugh at it now because I'm not as bad with it. But you know, when you've sat there with not much cover to stop you from getting hurt, and you're pinned down, you and your lads are all pinned down in an area, and you don't know whether you know what way's up, and you're constantly just getting battered, and you're waiting on, you know, you're waiting on a mobile team to take out the enemy, or at least move them away so you can actually move on to where you're trying to go. And you know for a fact that you're on your own, and there's only 12 of you there, but you know that there's more of the enemy. You're pinned down from every fucking angle. You've got next to nothing keeping you safe, and you're stuck. You can't move. It's not nice. It's not a pleasant feeling at all. I think that moment in the Western Dashed was probably my most I've ever been afraid of anything.
Really? It's fucking awful. Does it still get you as bad as it did then? Or is it?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to get easier?
I was born into the army, and nothing makes anything easy. There's no easy. It's just life, you know. You pick it up from doing what you do. And I loved the army. Don't get me wrong, I loved the army. It was my life, and it was meant to be my life right up until I retired. But I had to retire early from the army to, you know, because, you know, of injuries. But you know, I live with it every day, and I'm quite a switched on cookie. So I make sure that I keep my eyes open on the road, and I keep my eyes open when I'm at work. You know, and I'm making sure. No,
what the fuck was that?
Somebody walking past my door. I'm not expecting me roommate until about 11, so. But that's why I do what I do. That's why I've gone into security, because it's the closest thing to the army that I've got. Yeah. And I'm always going to be a soldier in my head. I'm never going to be able to get rid of the idea of the fact that I'm a civilian. You know, I've been a soldier all my life. I was born into the army. You know, my father was a Grenadier Guard. Both my granddads were Royal Green Jackets, which is now the Rifles. You know, and like I say, right back to the 1700s, our families are, you know, right the way back in the military. You know, and as of now, I've got a cousin in the Royal Marines. My older brother's in the Royal Marines. You know, and that's just two of them, but there are quite a few other lads. You know, there's a couple of lasses in the family that are in there as well. A lot of my foster brothers I've persuaded to join the forces rather than go down the route of drugs and fucking crime. So they joined the army and done drugs and crime anyway. No, I'm only messing. But no, you know, and it's my life, and I've never truly been happy in a job that wasn't the army. But I love my job as a security operative because it means that I'm helping more people, and I don't have to be in such dangerous places anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's risks to this job, and one wrong move and my back's completely buggered. But do you know what? While I'm standing, while I'm able to stand, I look at people like Dave Watson who went to the same place I did, and the outcome for him was a lot worse. Mm-hmm. But he's now, he's a gold medalist in various sports, and he's got one arm and no legs. If he can do that, then while I'm able to, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep being somebody that helps people. Whether I end up getting hurt because of it, oh well, it's not the first time. It certainly won't be the last. That's my life. Yeah. I risk my life for other people's. It's just how I am.
But you have to let people do the same for you.
Doesn't work like that.
It does.
I'm not good at letting people help me, though. That's the thing. I'm really not good at letting people help me. I'm a bit of a fucking
stubborn bastard.
Yeah. I'm an open book, and I'll tell you what the answers to most things that you ask. But when it comes to me asking for help, I'm quite stubborn. I will eventually ask for help, but I need to try myself first, because I don't want to go ask for help for something that I can do myself, even if it is a bit of a struggle. Moral support is always welcome. I've always welcomed moral support, but physical help with anything, I have to do it myself. And if I can't succeed by myself, then I go to people and ask for help.
But it's not just the physical help, it's also mental help. You have to help. You have to ask for.
Of course, and when I talk about that, like obviously when we started Micky's Army and the team, and my main priority, and this might, to some people, this might seem a bit out of sorts, but my main priority is the mental health of my team over the people that we help, because without the team, if the team have bad mental health, how are they supposed to help you when you've come to them for help? Because this is a difficult job to do, when you've got people coming to you for various different things, and it's then you've got work on top of that, which you actually have to go and do to pay the bills. Then you've got your own personal stuff, and everything adds up. And that's where I need to make sure that my team are mentally fit for purpose before I can allow them to do stuff with other people. So that is my main priority, but that's the team.
And what's my main priority?
I know, me. Anyway, so outside of the team,
Dickhead.
My main priority is the people that come to me for help. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I need to have a very unique balance, central balance on that, because I need to make sure that myself and the team are good, and I need to do my best to make that person who's come to me feel good, and help them through whatever it is that they've asked to help them with. So please don't take it offensively by me saying that my team aren't more important than you. I just need them to be mentally able to help the people that do come to us. So please don't take that as a
we can't help ourselves, we can't help anyone else.
Exactly.
Steph says, what coping methods are you adopting to help with PTSD?
Road rage, that helps.
Do you go up on curbs or anything when you're in a car?
Sometimes. Depends on if I'm trying to hit somebody or not. But coping mechanisms, I mean, I count to 10. 7-11 breathing. Breathe in for 7 seconds, breathe out for 11 seconds. Sort of a sort of meditation, which is just lowering the breathing rate, slowing down everything in your head, and just pushing out the air and taking deep breaths in and then pushing it all out and just clearing my head of everything that's in there. Kind of helps, just with your head back, just chilled out on the sofa, just do it with your eyes closed, and it just kind of helps relieve tension sort of on this side, on your temples, and sort of just around the back of your head where you normally get sort of headaches and stuff. And driving, I love driving. Driving is something that I do just to go out and do it, because listening to music and singing at the top of my voice, it's great fun. Yeah, maybe not so much for people walking down the road when I'm stuck at the red lights or something, but I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, I'm happy.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Harry says, I look at you, Micky, and think what an inspiration you are to me and what an amazing guy you are.
Thank you very much, Harry.
And Steph says, the team appreciates everything you do for us.
You're welcome, and I appreciate everything you do for me, especially when I'm away and I'm not able to actually do what I want to do, or what I should be doing.
Your train is in good hands.
Choo choo.
You didn't say the motherfucker on the end. It doesn't count.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
So, obviously, your kids keep you I say keep you sane.
No.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to do? I know you said about the breathing and things like that, but I know a lot of people will read or stick a program on the TV. Do you?
I can't read. I can't read at all. I'm not a reader.
Oh, thanks, Victoria. You can read.
Book. No, I can't read. No, I don't read. When I get really, really bad and I just need a break, I go up to Snowdon. I go up to North Wales. I'll just go, me and the dog, and we just climb up to the top, sit up there for a bit, make a brew, walk back down.
Yeah.
Die. and just die. Just lay on the floor and just be like, oh.
Well, I bet Solly's ready to go again.
Yeah. No. He's like, fuck that. I pulled you up there once. I ain't doing it again.
Bless him.
He loves it getting up there, though. He's the same as me. Just get up there and get it out of the way. Bosh.
He's an outdoors dog. If that makes sense. Victoria says, it's clear to say that Micky's Army and you have helped me through this lockdown.
Cool. It's good to know.
He doesn't do well with compliments at all. Beck says, on behalf of me and the kids, we love you and would be lost without you. Cool.
I know.
I don't think you realise how much and how highly you are thought of. Do you?
Probably not.
I need to flick you on the nose.
I'm not a fucking dog.
Yeah, you are. You're a pain in my arse, I tell you.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I am.
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yourself, not Micky's Army.
Okay, in 5 years' time, where do I see me? Where do I see the me in this world? I see myself in a better position of financial state. In 5 years' time, I would have paid off my car. So I'll probably go and buy a new one. no, this one's only 3 years old, so I'll probably stick with this one now for the next sort of 20 years. And I'll get a new one, or whenever the mayor of London decides that he wants to change the bloody things again. But yeah. 5 years time, I'll still, hopefully I'll have a bigger place to live in, with more than just the one room, somewhere I can actually get away from the dog.
But he's so cute.
Yes, but he's also very annoying when I'm trying to do stuff, like when I'm working from home and I'm trying to conduct interviews and things like that on Zoom and video calling and stuff, and he's just there like in my face like there. Like,
he's only little. What are you talking about?
Little? You mad? He's over 6 foot when he's on his hind legs. He's up to there on me.
Oh, he is cute.
Yeah, he's a fucking horse.
Are you looking forward to 13 Bridges?
I am indeed looking forward to the 13 Bridges. We've got the team and Dave Watson and Endo Battle, Michelle, coming with us. They were our very first two. It was Shell, then it was Dave. They were our first two, weren't they? Back to back.
Yeah. I think it was Dave first, and then...
No, it was Shell first, because I did the interview with Shell. Because you was meant to do it, but then you weren't feeling great, so I did it.
Oh, I thought you meant doing the 13 Bridges. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the lives we did. But yeah, so those two are the first two that we had interviewed on Micky's Army, and we've asked them to come along with us, and they are. Dave Watson is, for those of you who don't know, is a triple amputee. He's lost both his legs and one of his arms in Afghanistan, and he's going to be walking it with us with Endo Battle. So yeah, looking forward to that. To be fair, that's going to be a good day.
Yeah,
I'm going to be knackered at the end of it, but it'll be a good day.
It'll be weird seeing people in real life, not in like a little screen.
Yeah. Okay, like, do I shake your hand? Do I fist bump your elbow? Yeah. And growing up, I was told I wasn't allowed to elbow people, but now they elbow people
thing,
left, right, and centre.
It's the dumb thing.
Hello, mate.
If that's most people to you when they elbow you, because you're so fucking tall.
Yeah, they elbow me in the nuts.
You haven't got any.
But I have some. They just don't work.
Oh, they're in my purse.
Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 13 Bridges, and then I'm also looking forward to a few other things that are coming up in the future. Yeah. Obviously, I'll start looking into doing a big charity event next year, going up Snowdonia with the team or a few people. Obviously, as well, we've got the Thames River Walk that I'm going to be doing, and hopefully make it into the Guinness World Book of Records for Micky's Army as well. Get that under our hats. So that'll be a case of a very small bag with very minimalised kit in it, and me walking from Gloucestershire to Kent from one end of the Thames to the other, and I will be staying out throughout the whole thing as well. So yeah, sleeping under the stars every night. Hope it don't rain.
I hope it does.
Oh, thanks. Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Debbie Hughes has put, "Hi Mike, you have helped me get through the days when it's rough. Thank you."
No worries, Deb. Thank you for coming in to us as well. So everybody that comes to us for help, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to move forward with what we're teeth back in, man. Move forward with what we're trying to do. So, at the end of the day, we're trying to get to a bigger, better place for you. And because you're here and still supporting and stuff, we can it pushes us to succeed for you. So without you, we wouldn't, we'd just be guys, a group of people talking to ourselves. You know what I mean?
Which we do a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
too much.
Without sounding like soppy, because I know you're going to probably end up ripping the piss out of me, but you have had a big impact on my life. Massive impact. And you are amazing. You just have to realise it. Say yes, Lindsay.
You're a soppy fucker.
Say yes, Lynn.
You're a soppy fucker. Yes, Lindsay.
Say it properly.
Yes, Lindsay.
Don't Lindsay me.
You said to say yes, Lindsay.
I said yes, Lynn. Afterwards.
Sorry, first answers only.
Oh, okay. Harry says, can I just say, without you guys, I wouldn't be here today.
Oh, that's because you keep coming back to us, mate. That's why.
Yeah.
The more you come back, the more you get to know us, the more you get to be comfortable with us, which means the help that you're getting is better than just, because you get to know people as friends, as family. Like you say, Mickey's Army is a family, and that's what we intend for everybody to feel. So yeah, just keep going back to us.
Yeah, we're not gonna ever turn anyone away.
No. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Because I'm kind of hungry. I've got to go food.
What are you gonna have?
Don't know. I don't even know if it's McDonald's or Burger King next door. There might be a Greg's. I might get a Greg's if it's open.
That's boring. Don't forget it's Sunday.
Oh, no. Oh shit! Of course it is. Yeah, but it's on a fucking motorway.
That's true.
Something's got to give.
Well, I just think you're just now trying to get rid of me, so it's fine.
No. Like I said, is there anything else you'd like to ask me? If there's any last questions that people would like to ask me before I go and get some food, because it is 10:05 now, and I'd like to get some food and have a shower and go to bed, as I have to be up at 5 in the morning to start work at 6.
I thought you were going to have a shower before the live.
I didn't get into the hotel room until 8:20.
Well, it should have been 8 o'clock. Just saying.
I know, but unfortunately, road closures.
When are you doing your next Mickey's breakfast with Mickey? That's for Victoria.
Next breakfast with Mickey. Because I'm working days now. I'm working 6 till 7. Breakfast with Mickey might not be now until I go to the job after this one.
What about dinner with Mickey?
But I might do dinner with Mickey. Yeah, it depends on how this bloke is with things. We could do a dinner with Mickey. Might go and sit down through there and get a bite to eat and come on live. But we'll see how it feels, because 30 nowadays they are quite draining.
Yeah. Beck says, Betty wished she stayed for my roast now.
Well, yeah, there is that. But if I'd left after having something to eat there, right, I wouldn't have got here until at least midnight, which would have fucked me right up.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been good.
No.
Just one more quick question. When you was in the army, did you ever drop the soap?
See, I don't understand why people think dropping the soap in the army is a massive thing. It's not jail. That's what things happen in jail.
I know. Yeah. You've told me this before. That's why I asked you. I can just see the hairs on the back of your neck standing up because you're angry.
Fucking jail. No. A mate of mine did buy me a soap on the rope to say, be careful, mate. You never know what those boys are like and all that kind of stuff. And I just looked at it and went, I'm not the one that's entitled to go to jail, mate. That's you. Off you go. Sort of handed it back to him. Like, you need that more than me.
Just said it's not the RAF.
I should have done, really. But she wasn't there, so it would have been pointless.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Well, I will let you go for your dinner. It has been a pleasure.
All right, thanks very much.
Never a chore.
Always.
Beck said no, Lynn. He was gifted soap on a rope before we left. There you go. Yep. Do you want to do your closing lines?
Fuck off. Good night. No. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I was talking to you anyway, Lynn, so it's fine. Thank you very much.
Wow! All right.
I'm only joking, darling. I'm going to put my comments back on quickly. Because there are people in my
live now.
Oh, that's the wrong fucking. What does that do? Oh, right, there we go.
Flips the mirror image to that.
Yeah, fucking weird. So yeah,
exactly, Bex. He's not himself when he's hungry. Have a Snickers. I love you.
So anyway, yeah. Wait, you just wait. You're very welcome, Poppy. So guys, thanks very much for coming in. Thanks for joining the Q&A, and thank you to Lynn for asking the questions. There was a few times I almost choked up, but I managed to keep it together. But you know, I'm quite happy for people to come and ask me things about stuff. You might not get an answer, but at the end of the day, you can always ask. There's nothing wrong with asking a question. So if there was anything that...
Sorry.
Yeah, my comments are wrong. I'm not going to stay on. I'm literally just going to go.
No, Shell just put love you, so I just said your comments are wrong.
Cool. No worries, Harry. I don't actually pop in. You're very welcome, Vicky. Hey, Georgie, how you doing? I'll always be there.
Hello,
always.
Back in the room.
Hey, Fluffy. I'm ready. I was fucking saying, just being so rude. I'm talking to people. Hi. So.
Thank you.
Fuck up. So yeah, no, thanks very much for joining us. And like I say, if there's anything ever that we haven't covered or something like that in this live, then just give me a shout and ask away. The most that I'll say, you know, the worst I can say is I'm not going to answer that. But most things I will answer. What's that? Thank you, Poppy. Pearl. Hey, Don.
You're on Mickey's army, Lee.
So yeah,
You're on Mickey's army. You're on Mickey's army.
So yeah, Lynn, don't forget to take the old screenshots and stuff. I'll do the same my side. I don't know why I'm gonna do my side, but I'll send it on to you anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some food, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. I love you all. Thank you very much for the for the feedback and the compliments and stuff in regards to myself, Mickey's Army, and the team. And I'm glad it's working for people, and that's what we wanted to do. So that's what we're going to keep doing, and we'll be bigger and better each day as we go. So, Lynn, it's been a pleasure.
Never a chore.
Indeed. Yeah, Fluffy. Well, if you ever need to, just send us an email. The link is in the bio on Mickey's Army side. You know, just give us a shout, and you know, we can talk about all that kind of stuff, and we'll do what we can. Right, okie me kokie. I'm going to disappear, boys and girls. Love you all. Smile. Always, always smile. Make sure you eat. I'm going to, Georgia. I actually am going to eat. I'm starved. I'm starved. I'm definitely very, very, very hungry. But thank you very much for joining us. Remember to smile. Always smile. All right. Yeah, it takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. So I don't know what that was, but that was neither a smile or a frown.
That was a frown. Leave my trout pot alone.
Hey MC, if you missed most of it, you can catch it on our YouTube account at some point in the next day or two.
Yeah.
So you can catch up with it if you wanted to. Hey and bye. Zoe. Right, I'm off. Oh, did you see my t-shirt? It's quite awesome.
I tried to read it earlier, but
it says, if alcohol... I can't fucking read it, it's backwards.
If alcohol can damage your... You need to sit up straight, I can't read it.
If alcohol can damage your short-term memory loss, imagine the damage alcohol can do.
If alcohol...
My second in charge of Micky's Army, ladies and gentlemen. Right. I will see you all soon. Thank you very much for coming, and I will speak to you